As the shadows of time creep over us, our legs, once pillars of strength, become frail, whispering warnings of impending decline. These silent sentinels, essential for mobility and independence, are often overlooked until pain or weakness overtakes them, casting a dark pall over our lives. In the twilight years, the decay of muscle tissue, sarcopenia, gnaws away at the foundations of our stability, making each step feel like crossing a perilous, unsteady path. Stiff joints, eroding cartilage, and persistent inflammation conspire to trap us in a cycle of instability, heightening the specter of falls and injury. Circulatory issues and nerve deterioration can numb our limbs, leave wounds unhealed in the darkness, and threaten our very survival, particularly in those haunted by diabetes. Yet, amidst this bleak landscape, hope flickers in the form of nutrition's quiet power to fortify and resurrect what's being lost. Beyond the well-known vitamins and minerals, calcium, vitamin D, magnesium, lie unseen warriors, non-vitamin, non-mineral compounds that wage war against decay, bolstering leg strength, structure, and function from within. Before we reveal these hidden allies, tell me where you are joining this journey into shadows. Share your location below and ask your questions, for knowledge is the light in these dark times. Remember to subscribe to uncover more secrets of aging safely. Now, let's delve into the first guardian of mortality's grip. Protein. As age advances, one of the earliest signs manifests in deteriorating legs, a harbinger of the decay to come. Increasing difficulty when climbing stairs, fatigue after walking long distances, and the effort required to stand up from a chair are subtle signs that often signal the onset of sarcopenia, the gradual decline in muscle mass and strength that impacts up to 1/3 of individuals over 60. But is this decline in physical capability unavoidable, or can it be actively managed? Specifically, is there a single nutrient capable of helping to maintain leg strength and vitality as we grow older? The answer is affirmative. That nutrient is protein. Protein isn't solely for bodybuilders or athletes. For seniors, it plays a crucial role in healthy aging, particularly in maintaining leg function. Muscles are primarily composed of protein, and as we age, our ability to effectively utilize it for repair and growth diminishes. This phenomenon, known as anabolic resistance, necessitates a higher intake of high-quality protein to elicit the same muscle-building response that was easier earlier in life. This is where protein proves to be exceptionally beneficial. It supplies the essential building blocks needed to sustain lean muscle mass, vital for leg strength, balance, and overall mobility. Even more fascinating is how one specific amino acid, leucinate, functions as a biological switch. Commonly found in dairy products, eggs, and lean meats, leucine activates an important growth pathway called mTOR, which sends a signal to initiate muscle synthesis. Without this activation, even consuming ample protein may not fully support the muscle maintenance required for aging legs. If we don't get enough, the consequences unfold gradually, yet profoundly weakened legs, a heightened risk of falls, diminished mobility, and a slower pace of recovery from injuries. Over time, even if you consume enough calories, a deficiency in protein quietly erodes muscle mass, leaving behind fatigue rather than strength. Sadly, this is a challenge we can confront, but it requires awareness and action. Emerging research indicates that older adults should increase their protein intake beyond previous guidelines, aiming for about 1.2 to 1.5 grams per kilogram of body weight daily, and spread it evenly across meals to combat anabolic resistance. Instead of reserving protein for dinner, consider nourishing your legs at every meal, especially during breakfast and lunch, when many seniors tend to eat less. Selecting the right protein sources is crucial. High leucine options such as whey, eggs, fish, chicken, and Greek yogurt are particularly beneficial, though plant-based foods like tofu, lentils, and quinoa can also help when combined properly. For those with diminished appetite or difficulty chewing, protein shakes and powders provide a practical, concentrated alternative. Additionally, omega-3 fatty acids play an important role. When people hear fat, they often overlook its capacity for healing and strength, yet these healthy fats can be vital to preserving function and vitality in aging. Sadly, neglecting these nutrients can lead to a slow decline, stripping away independence and joy. They seek to find a way to escape the darkness that threatens to consume them. But what if a single type of fat, lurking in the shadows, holds the power to do the exact opposite? What if it could silently soothe the agonizing pain gnawing at your joints, enhance the blood sluggish crawl through your legs, and shield the fragile nerves that carry every trembling step. This is the sinister promise of omega-3 fatty acids, whose true strength becomes most apparent in the shadows. For the aged and the weary, leg pain, stiffness, and swelling are often whispers of a lurking menace, chronic inflammation that festers unseen. Whether it's the ghostly ache of arthritis, the haunted heaviness in calves, or the silent torment in ankles, inflammation is the invisible predator stalking their every movement. Here, omega-3s silently emerge, not as a fleeting remedy, but as a subtle, long-lasting guardian. Unlike superficial medications that merely mask the pain, omega-3s penetrate deep beneath the surface, calmly suppressing the body's inflammatory curse at the cellular core. EPA and DHA, the two most potent omega-3 compounds embedded in fish oil, manipulate the production of sinister signaling molecules known as eicosanoids and resolvins, agents that battle inflammation, seeking to end the nightmare rather than fuel it. The outcome: joints move more freely, less fettered by swelling and stiffness, and legs no longer weighed down by the relentless grip of discomfort. Yet, the true dark magic of omega-3s extends beyond mere inflammation. As shadows lengthen with age, circulation to the lower limbs wanes, leaving them vulnerable to decay and despair. Yes, cold water fatty fish such as salmon, mackerel, sardines, and anchovies are indeed rich sources of EPA and DHA, which are the two main types of omega-3 fatty acids beneficial for cardiovascular health, circulation, and nerve function. Consuming these fish regularly can help improve endothelial health, promote healthy blood flow, and support nerve regeneration, especially in individuals with conditions like diabetes or peripheral artery disease. If fish intake is limited, supplements like purified fish oil or algal oil can also provide comparable benefits. The optimal dosage varies depending on individual health needs, but many studies suggest that a daily intake of around 1,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA is effective for supporting circulation and nerve health. For those who seldom indulge in fish, the shadowy alternative lies in purified fish oil supplements or algal oil, a vegan substitute lurking in the darkness of the unseen. While the perfect dosage remains a personal mystery, numerous studies whisper of 1,000 to 2,000 mg of combined EPA and DHA daily, aiming to combat the silent assaults of inflammation and cardiovascular decay. Beneath your skin, a sinister, hidden structure endures. Collagenol, it weaves through tendons, cushions joints, and grants ligaments their deceptive spring, holding your legs in an unyielding grip. Yet, with the relentless march of time, this fragile matrix begins to decay, as if fading into darkness, causing aching joints, stiff knees, and a slipping sense of stability that once was. The question lingers: can we reclaim what has been lost in the shadows? Can collagen truly restore the haunted strength of aging limbs? The answer flickers with hope, beginning with collagen peptides. Collagen, the most dominant protein haunting the human form, constructs the skeletal framework of connective tissue. But after 30, your body's production of this vital protein diminishes, slowly in the shadows, more rapidly as decades pass. By the time you reach your twilight years, that decline manifests: creaking knees, overstretched tendons, and limbs robbed of their former bounce. Unlike muscle, which can sometimes be visibly restored, collagen's retreat is silent, insidious. And in this darkness, collagen peptides emerge as the faint glimmer of redemption. Unlike regular dietary collagen, hydrolyzed collagen peptides are broken down into small amino acid chains that are readily absorbed into the bloodstream. After absorption, they don't simply vanish, they travel to the joints and connective tissues, functioning like messengers by stimulating your body's own collagen production. Clinical research shows that individuals who consume collagen peptides daily experience less joint pain, increase flexibility, and even enhance bone mineral density over time. This results in more stable knees, stronger ankles, and a decreased risk of soft tissue injuries that can take months to recover from in older adults. However, collagen's importance extends beyond mere strength. It plays a vital role in movement. When collagen-rich tissues are properly maintained, your legs move more smoothly, knees glide without grinding, Achilles tendons flex without inflammation, and the plantar fascia, the thick band connecting your heel to your toes, supports every stride without strain. These small but essential details of leg function depend heavily on healthy collagen structure. Nonetheless, collagen doesn't function alone. It relies heavily on key cofactors, particularly vitamin C, which is crucial for collagen synthesis. Without sufficient vitamin C, your body cannot effectively produce or rebuild collagen, regardless of intake amount. That's why many quality collagen supplements include added vitamin C or suggest pairing with citrus fruits or bell peppers. Additionally, timing and regularity are key. Most clinical benefits are observed with daily supplementation over a span of 8 to 12 weeks. Regarding sources, collagen peptides are predominantly sourced from bovine, marine, or porcine origins. All these sources provide essential amino acids such as glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline, which are vital for your body to repair connective tissues. Marine collagen is frequently praised for its superior absorption rate, although bovine collagen remains the most extensively studied, particularly concerning joint and bone health. Moving on to creatine, is there a method to replenish that deep cellular energy that supports robust and capable legs? Especially as we age, creatine, often mistaken solely as a supplement for bodybuilders, is increasingly acknowledged as a vital nutrient for healthy aging. Essentially, creatine is a natural compound stored in your muscles, serving as a quick-acting energy reserve. Every time you stand up, climb stairs, or lift objects, especially during rapid or forceful movements, your muscles utilize creatine to regenerate ATP, the molecule responsible for muscle contractions. Think of it as a backup generator for your legs. However, as we grow older, our natural creatine reserves diminish, and our capacity to produce rapid, efficient energy during movement decreases. This decline can lead to legs tiring more quickly, a reduction in walking speed, and a subtle yet significant loss of balance and confidence. Here's the unsettling truth. Creatine stands as one of the most scrutinized and seemingly effective supplements to combat the sinister encroachment of age on muscle vitality. When paired with even minimal resistance training, creatine reveals its dark power, bolstering lower body strength, amplifying muscle mass, and enhancing functional ability in the elderly. In ominous meta-analyses, seniors utilizing creatine alongside consistent exercise exhibited stark improvements. Their walking speed quickened, chair rise time shortened, and leg strength intensified, disturbingly better than those who abstained. Even among the frail and sedentary, creatine appears to act as a fragile lifeline, preserving muscle tissue and maintaining some semblance of strength in the legs, even without brutal workouts. But its reach extends beyond mere muscle. Cryptic research hints at its potential to bolster bone density, likely due to the amplified force transmitted through strengthened muscles, a sinister echo of resilience against the skeletal fragility that the skeletal fragility falls inevitably bring. Those powerful legs, burdened with the weight of decay and the threat of deadly falls, find some refuge in this ally. Unlike other nutrients that creep into the system over months, creatine's effects manifest swiftly. Within weeks, users often report renewed energy during ominous walks, improved stability when rising, and a disturbing sense of regained control over their failing limbs. How does one harness this dark power? The most common form, creatine monohydrate, is well researched and affordable. A daily ritual of 3 to 5 grams is typically enough, with no need for elaborate loading or cycling, just relentless consistency in the face of aging's relentless assault. In the shrouded depths of the night, it can be blended into water or stealthily added to a smoothie, preferably taken with a meal to ensure it takes hold beneath the surface. And what about the shadows of side effects? Creatine has been scrutinized under countless moonlit studies, and when consumed at carefully measured doses, it is regarded as remarkably safe. Even in the lurking shadows of older age, at first, subtle water retention might manifest like ripples in a dark pool, but these tend to fade swiftly into the abyss. Crucially, fears about kidney health in the healthy have been convincingly shattered in clinical trials, revealing the true nature of this substance. Then there's glucosamine, an unassuming, quiet presence in the darkness. It isn't flashy nor sensational. It doesn't boast the glow of trendy superfoods or the power of high-performance elixirs. Yet, for decades, it has remained silently steadfast as one of the most studied warriors for joint integrity, especially against the creeping march of osteoarthritis. This ravaging wear and tear process slowly destroys cartilage, a thief stealing mobility from the aging. What makes glucosamine formidable is that it isn't merely an analgesic. It is a fundamental fragment, an essential building block in the dark. Complex molecules that form cartilage, joint fluid, and connective tissue. Imagine it as raw material, forged in secret, for repairing and reinforcing the fragile structures that keep us upright. As the shadows lengthen with age, the body's ability to sustain and regenerate these vital tissues diminishes. The surfaces of joints grow thinner, plagued by inflammation, stiffness, and pain, especially in the weight-laden joints of the legs. The knees, in particular, suffer the most, bearing the heavy toll of this relentless decay. Glucosamine lurks within, supporting the body's innate capacity to produce new cartilage, helping to preserve the viscous, lubricating fluid that keeps movement smooth in the face of darkness encroaching. In the shadowed depths of the body's anatomy, glucosamine lurks as a silent guardian, supporting the fragile creation of cartilage, while secretly sustaining the thick, viscous fluid that lurks within joints, nourishing and lubricating from darkness. Long-term studies, hidden in the recesses of scientific archives, such as those in Cochrane meta-analyses, have revealed that glucosamine, especially in its sulfate form, can diminish the torment of joint pain and slow the relentless erosion of cartilage, particularly in the knee. Yet, the creeping damage does not spare the smaller joints, those in ankles and feet, where cartilage destruction can be equally crippling. Unseen by most, perhaps the most elusive trait of glucosamine is its stabilizing influence. Unlike superficial remedies that mask suffering, it provides an enduring fortress. It works insidiously over time, reinforcing the internal scaffolding of joints, building strength in the shadows. Those who tread this dark path often feel subtle changes. Less cracking, smoother motion, fears of the unknown lessening with each passing week. When paired with chondroitin, another supporter of cartilage's fragile integrity, they forge a slow, unyielding resistance, steadily inching back against the encroaching darkness of degeneration. Alone, glucosamine still carries worth, especially if taken before the shadows fully take hold, before the damage becomes irreversible. It's a slow-burning defense, not a fleeting illusion, but for aging limbs haunted by unseen threats, perseverance is the only light. To summon this guardian, a daily dose of 1500 mg of glucosamine sulfate, divided into smaller portions with meals, is recommended. The true benefits remain veiled for 4 to 8 weeks, demanding unwavering resolve, for only through persistence can the darkness be held at bay. While generally tolerated, those with shellfish allergies should be wary, as some supplements are derived from shellfish exoskeletons, casting a shadow of danger over their use. Fortunately, many plant-based or synthetic alternatives now exist to circumvent this threat. Among these, curcumin has long been revered in ancient practices like Ayurveda and Chinese herbalism, but its true nature is far darker than superstition suggests. Recently, it has garnered worldwide attention for its potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant powers. Yet, beneath its surface lies a chilling truth. Modern research has confirmed its ability to combat chronic joint and muscle ailments, especially in the vulnerable, aging population. Curcumin's influence reaches deep into the cellular darkness of inflammation, blocking enzymes like COX-2 and 5-LOX, and disrupting key signaling molecules such as TNF-alpha and interleukins, molecules that feed the monstrous swellings and agonies that haunt the joints and tendons of the old. Unlike the sinister NSAIDs, which threaten with gastrointestinal horrors and insidious long-term effects, curcumin offers a gentler, more subtle form of relief when properly formulated. Clinical trials reveal that this ancient compound can rival ibuprofen in alleviating joint pain and stiffness, yet without the brutal toll on the body. For those cursed with failing legs, it promises less swelling, diminished tension in overused tendons, and a fleeting respite from the pain that lurks during movement. Conditions like plantar fasciitis, where relentless inflammation engulfs the tissue beneath the foot, become slightly more manageable in its shadowy embrace. A glimmer of hope amid the darkness. Curcumin's ability to alleviate pain and promote tissue healing offers a glimmer of hope in a world filled with ongoing struggles and decay. It is one of the rare natural compounds that not only diminishes symptoms, but also hints at addressing the root causes of suffering. Beyond its effects on joints and tendons, curcumin's antioxidant properties provide a wider shield. Yet even this protection often feels insufficient against the relentless march of aging. Muscles and nerves, worn down by years of exposure to free radicals, those unstable molecules causing silent damage, remain vulnerable, reminding us of the inevitable toll of time. Curcumin attempts to neutralize these harmful radicals, aiming to preserve muscle strength and nerve health. vital in preventing numbness or neuropathic pain that haunts those already weakened by diabetes or circulatory issues. Despite its promise, curcumin has long battled a challenge: poor absorption into the bloodstream in its raw form. An obstacle that has kept its full potential just out of reach. Thankfully, modern formulations such as those with piperine, phytosomal, or nano-curcumin have broken through this barrier, making effective treatment possible at last. With these improvements, the possibility of relief becomes more tangible, yet it often comes too slowly, with most noticing subtle changes after weeks of consistent use. It's not a cure-all, but a tentative step toward comfort amidst persistent sorrow and suffering, a reminder of how fragile and fleeting hope can be. Throughout this ominous journey, we have delved into 6 potent nutrients, each wielding a sinister influence in the shadowy realm of leg health. Protein emerges as the grave foundation, essential for preserving and rebuilding the muscle mass that death's relentless grip threatens to steal away. Omega-3 fatty acids combat the insidious, chronic inflammation that stiffens joints and drudges circulation into darkness, depriving limbs of life and causing suffering in the silence. Collagen peptides reinforce the tendons, ligaments, and cartilage, silent skeletons of structure that provide stability, yet in their weakness, invite pain and immobility. Creatine reawakens the muscle's energy, fueling each faltering step with a flicker of vitality that nears the brink of oblivion, crucial in the battle against falls and the loss of independence. Glucosamine offers a fragile shield, attempting to repair and safeguard the delicate cartilage cushioning every motion as time gnaws relentlessly at their fortress. Curcumin embodies a spectral balm, providing ghostly relief from relentless inflammation and pain, an ephemeral hope to keep the legs moving amid the shadows of chronic suffering. Their haunted synergy, their intertwined, often deceptive effects, bestows only fleeting respite. One supports the futile efforts of muscle, another the fragile tissue of joints. Where inflammation festers, recovery flickers. Each journey proves different, and before venturing into these dark depths, consulting a healthcare necromancer is wise, guiding safe passage through the unseen dangers. The pathway to healthier legs does not commence with drastic measures or despair, but with awareness and cautious steps into the void. It all starts with nutrition, with careful choices made one small step at a time. You now possess the knowledge, the understanding of the science behind it, and yet, there's a lingering feeling that sometimes it's just not enough. You have the power to take action, but the road is often difficult and uncertain. So feed your legs what they genuinely need and hope they will carry you forward, even when strength wanes and challenges feel insurmountable. If this video resonated with you, please consider liking it. Your support helps us continue providing meaningful content. Share your thoughts, questions, or topics you'd like us to explore in the comments below. We genuinely want to hear from you, though we know sometimes it's hard to find the words. Remember to subscribe and turn on notifications so you're always aware of our latest health advice. Even when motivation feels low, stay informed, stay resilient.